You know, we've always suspected that people would find inventive ways to use Tears of the Kingdom's dynamic new build system, but 2 weeks on from the game's launch, and we've already seen countless contraptions, doohickeys, and, well, torture devices that have exceeded our wildest expectations. While we are still attempting to get our gliders off the floor, seriously, why is it so hard to get gliders off the ground? Folks online are out here creating pilotable mechs, helicopters, and, well, whatever this thing is. I'm Aoife Wilson, and today we'll be taking a look at some of our favourite player-created builds from The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Enjoy! TikTok user SoulBananaZero is, at this point at least, the undisputed champion of showcasing just how flexible the building system in Tears of the Kingdom truly is. Take this literal mech, for instance. A stomping force of pure destruction that makes short work of bokoblin camps. Not content with lethal machinery confined to the ground, however, SoulBanana also created a flying version. Yeah, this is as impressive as it is absolutely terrifying. Speaking of terrifying, other players have also created airborne tools of unimaginable pain. For example, a hovering bomber, a straight-up helicopter complete with spinning blades, and a drone capable of melting even the most powerful of enemies. My personal favourite, however, is this delightful little glider made up of just 2 fans and a control stick. Who has time for horses when you can simply float through the air instead? Sure, a flying mech is cool and all, but hey, just because something isn't capable of obliterating monsters on a subatomic level, it doesn't mean it doesn't have worth. Sometimes hitting a random enemy is unavoidable, however, as evidenced here. Your Honor, I plead oopsie daisies on that one. If you think that particular glider is cool, check out this 2-stage flying machine that automatically disconnects after a certain period of time. Or this flying taxi. Passengers may panic during takeoff, but they soon come to terms with sitting 20 centimeters away from a constant stream of searing hot flame. Toasty. While we're on the subject of genuine feats of engineering, this multi-stage rocket by Reddit user Bishlow is incredible. Consisting of interlocking parts, each section is manually triggered by an arrow to maintain constant lift. With a little ingenuity, you can create all sorts of thingamajigs. Pistons that can kill monsters or cook fish, goofy flying contraptions that are absolutely charming, and, you know, whatever this is. The Hyrule equivalent of a wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube person, only significantly more cursed. Now, I'm a big fan of this old-timey steamboat, which looks to offer a pleasant trip across the game's gorgeous lakes. In contrast to this, here's a spider car that makes everything else in the depths look like a newborn puppy. This is awful. Top work to all involved. Okay, here, let me cleanse your mind of that horror with this fully functional segue that lets Link live his best 2004 life. Or, even better, look at this absolutely gorgeous boat that uses minimal components to very great effect. The vibes of this are immaculate. I mean, who needs Wind Waker on Switch, eh? In fact, you know what? Forget Wind Waker. Why build a boat when you could explore Hyrule in a semi-truck instead, living out the rest of your days hauling materials from town to town? Long nights, cold beer. You know, make up the rest of that song yourself. Or take part in the first annual Hylian pod racing competition. A quick word of warning though, the infrastructure of Hyrule doesn't always guarantee safe passage when it comes to larger vehicles. Also, although most ideas will simply just work thanks to the game's impressive physics engine, some builds, might be fundamentally flawed. Such as this boat, which aims to use live fish as a means to propel it forward. So it's a bit of a failed experiment, but What is science if it's not the continuing endeavour to execute concepts others deem impossible? If you look at it that way, this is just inspiring, really, isn't it? Twitter user CodyBOTW has even made a fully functional theme park ride, offering Link some brief respite from his main quest in the game, which, from what I can gather, is torturing Koroks in increasingly awful ways. In fact, a few players have made devices that are designed to just let Link goof off for a bit. I'm a big fan. He deserves a lovely little break. Zelda can wait, she's fine, what? Admittedly, safety protocols in Hyrule are seemingly a little lacking, but hey, I'm sure that's all just part of the fun. Now, I'm a big fan of functional machines that serve a very specific purpose. This spinning cooking appliance makes charring meals an absolute breeze. I guess you could consider this a training device that aims to improve your dodging skills? This horse wash will have your steed fresh and clean in no time. A small warning though, they do not like this. Like, at all. They hate it, actually. They absolutely hate it so much. Here's a money-saving expert tip. You can even save some precious rupees and use Ultra Hand to build Link a lovely little home for the low, low price of nothing. How cozy. Still, it's worth noting that you can create contraptions in Tears of the Kingdom even without the use of its magical Zonai devices. One Reddit user successfully rescued an overburdened Korok by throwing a piece of raw meat off a cliff, gluing the perforest creature to it, and then recalling it back towards its pal. I mean, what would you even call this? A meat elevator? A flesh lift? Well, whatever. This is genius, honestly. Sadly, not every player is as kind to these lost Koroks, however. In fact, most creations are seemingly designed to make their lives as miserable as possible. Players have concocted multiple ways to gain payback for the hundreds of hours they spent hunting these little buggers down in Breath of the Wild. Koroks have been roasted over a fire, shot into space, used as a makeshift bumper for a high-speed minecart, shot into space again, shot at in general, sent into space for a third time, but people just really love launching these things into the sky, and I, for one, can't blame them. Roasted over a different, worse kind of fire, yeeted into the stratosphere, barbecued on the most intense kebab machine you've ever seen, subjected to failed attempts to launch them into space, and yeah, look, they've just been having a really rough time of it since this game came out. Thoughts and prayers. Korok torture is in fact such a prevalent theme here that seeing a player treating them kindly is a genuine rarity. Chokrab1226, clearly tired of watching innocent Koroks suffer, built an absolutely delightful little swing to provide them with some much-needed relaxation. Aww. Saying that, the same person also made this contraption, so let's not give them too much praise. Now, shall we talk traps? I mean, sure, you can spend your time creating a bomber plane or a mech, but why waste your time building something that moves when stationary constructions can be just as deadly? In fact, why even bother to attack a bokoblin with handheld weapons when you can just lock them into cages and burn them alive instead? You can even make your own army of guardians, just in case you missed their inclusion this time around, doubtful, or transform President Hudson into an autonomous killer Roomba. Now for me, I'm absolutely obsessed with players using the building tools to create situations that wouldn't look out of place in a Looney Tunes cartoon. I mean, the timing on this clip in particular. Mwah, incredible stuff. No matter what the game throws at you, however, rest assured that there are few obstacles in the game that can't be overcome with one really, really long bridge. Seriously. This is genuinely the best solution to, I would say, 99.9% of puzzles. Try it yourself sometime. The really, really long bridge. Patent pending. And I suppose we should also mention this guy. Although I reckon the less said about him, the better, to be honest. Right. Well, I think it's best to leave it there. We would love to know what kind of contraptions you've been creating in the game so far. So tell us all about them in the comments below. We'll be back very soon with more videos about Tears of the Kingdom, so do make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on more weird and wacky builds. Thanks for watching. Bye!